As you could see, I'm coming back to my roots. Just when I thought I was out, they throw out a strangle vine and pull me right back in. So, I had the pleasure of playing this game back in alpha, and of course I couldn't talk about it back then, but look, it's not anymore, and they decided to do a sneaky launch of the game, so somehow I'm both simultaneously super prepared and completely unprepared to make this video. Anyways, let's talk about it. So this game was released, like I said, sneakily. It's technically out, but not really. They have what's called a Founders Edition, where you pay $30 now and you get access to the game, but in a very limited state. Only Turf Takeover and the town square for the plant side is available as of recording this. So basically, you're paying $30, you're buying an incomplete game. I know, 2019 games in a nutshell, right? But really, I bought it twice. I have it both for the PC and the Xbox, just in case you're wondering. Because for some reason, the PC version does not have split screen, so I couldn't play with Amy, so we bought it again for the damn Xbox. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm not gonna meander as much as I usually do in a video. So, this video is gonna cover the new characters, a couple of the changes to the overall dynamics of the game, very rudimentary stuff, and possible monetization. Very little bit, because there is currently no microtransactions in the game. So the first thing you're going to notice is that they trimmed down the characters by a significant amount. No longer are hundreds and hundreds of unnecessary characters. And I know I've seen a couple of people complain about this, but I think it is a huge improvement because I hated sticker packs and I hated having to get characters through said sticker packs. So there's no longer a fire P and an ice P and a toxic P and all that other nonsense. They added a system called the Pick 7 system, which might sound familiar for anyone that's played Call of Duty. Basically, you have 7 points. You use those points to add perks or talents or whatever you want to call them, changing the playstyle of each character, and you unlock more of them as you promote the character. So get to rank 10, and then you promote the character, you get a couple new perks that you get to put into your pool. You'll notice also that stylistically, graphically, the game looks very different. I've seen a lot of people say it looks worse, and no, it looks significantly better. Texture quality is much better, and every mesh has been updated to be more stylized and angular, and I love it. I love it so much. But anyone that says that the graphics are worse are wrong. Just dead wrong. I was playing Garden Warfare 2 immediately before launch of this game, so I was able to see them back and forth. No, Garden Warfare 2 looks significantly worse than this one. Not bad, but worse. They definitely improved. So, let's get into this next section, which will be the most drawn out part, where I talk about every new character, of which there are 6, 3 for plants, 3 for zombies. First, on the plant side, you have the Snapdragon. At a glance, he would seem much like the Fire Chomper, but with more focus on medium to short range and much higher mobility. First ability is Swoop Slam. Go up into the air and crash down, much like Super Brains with his Banana Slam or whatever it's called. Second ability launches a slow-moving fireball that tracks enemies. It is a pain to aim unless you are in an open area and the enemy's at an open area. And finally, a rolling fireball that creates a firewall. Really good at area denial, does high damage. Next, you have the Acorn. Immediately, you might want to compare it to the Imp, but also comparable to one of the new zombie classes, the Space Cadet. But I'll get into that later. This diminutive Acorn is a quick-moving, scrappy pain in the grass that has Sap Trap, remote detonated knockback bomb, Acorn Dash, which dashes in the direction that you are moving. So reversing and strafing will cause you to dash in that direction. And finally, the Acorn can actually sing and turn itself into a gigantic oak tree that changes its abilities, much like the Imp, except not on a cooldown. The Oak has access to a gigantic oak trunk cannon, the ability to throw out a log that does a ridiculous amount of damage, and it has a short cooldown, and it makes bowling sound effects, which is really nice. And an upgraded version of the Sap Trap that does, I think it was 150 damage on hit. Also, fun fact, up to 3 more Acorns can ride on top of an oak and act like turrets, and they get access to a heal for the oak. Lastly, for the plant side, there's Nightcap, a returning hero from Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. First ability is the ability to cast a shadow in a large area covering orb that stealths allies and slows enemies. Also, I noticed I think it slows plants a small amount as well. After a small windup, assaults an area with rapid strikes, which is super overpowered right now and is probably going to be nerfed. But there is a point of a vulnerability towards the beginning when you start casting it. And finally, the ability to straight up go stealth, rogue mode, and go really fast, kind of like Sombra from Overwatch. Now for the zombie side, the 80s action hero. A zombie carrying a compound bow made of freaking speakers that manifest energy projectiles. Tap the trigger and it will launch 5 weak arrows in a straight horizontal line. The longer you hold that trigger, the more concentrated the bolts become and become a unified bolt that does extreme damage. His first ability is a dodge roll. Get ready for a surprise, you leave dynamite in your last location. His second ability, you yippee-ki-yay onto a large rocket, bombarding an area with justice from above. And finally, he shoots a supposedly homing rocket volley. I never get it to work, but I'm dumb, so I don't know. Amy supposedly knows how to actually activate that lock-on by, staring at people so it can lock on, but I don't know. Next up is my favorite and my new wife, Electric Slide. She's got disco fever and the only cure is herbicide. Her first ability launches a magnet that awkwardly bounces around, pushing plants and levitating them in weird ways. Everyone go off the cliff! Yes! Much like the Imp's gravity grenade if it had restless leg syndrome. Second ability is she turns into a ball of invulnerable energy, much like the scientist's alternate power in Garden Warfare 1 and 2, but now she has it. And finally, she launches a slow-moving electric tornado that moves forward. With another press of the button, turns into a large, high-damaging area denial electrical storm. Really good at locking up choke points or taking down crowds of plants. And finally, we have the Space Cadet, the second team character. And you'll know why in a minute. First ability is a banana slamma move. You go up into the air and target a place on the ground, and you slam down, doing massive damage. Second ability is fires a high damage laser after a windup. Also, you'll notice that I skipped just like the acorn. You turn into a slow-moving space station that converts your abilities, like left bumper, which is increasing the refresh rate of you and anyone else on your space station. Yes, other people can get onto your space station, much like the acorn. Up to 3 other space cadets can jump on and provide fire support and shields and a cruise missile to your space station, along with increasing your health. Okay, you might be wondering, what is the monetization scheme in this game? Because it is EA, so I gotta be brutal, I gotta be honest, I gotta tell you what I see, what I don't. As of now, there are no microtransactions in the game. But, that's common fare nowadays. They want the reviews in before the monetization. Most game companies are starting to do this. So you have to be wary, you have to know these things are coming in some form or another. Right now, we have a somewhat loot box-like system called the Reward-O-Matic or Reward-O-Tron or something like that. I'm going to put a clip of it.
Yeah. So the Mr. Reward-O-Tron.
9,000.
Mr. Reward-O-Tron, 9,000.
Thank you.
Where you get a capsule for 30,000 coins. And that translates to about 2 to maybe 3 turf takeover wins, depending on how well you do and how many coins you get.
Social aspect of the social hub, or Giddy Park, we wanted people to be able to, it's shared what you're actually unlocking from Mr. Reward-O-Tron.
So see what other people are getting, see what you could get in the future. Bring it all together.
And, some really important notes. So this Mr. Reward-O-Tron content will never be monetized. So this is your on-disc content, right? This is what is on your disc, this is what you purchased when you bought the game.
And this capsule gives you one item. It could be either an emote, it could be cosmetics of any rarity, or it could even be a full set of cosmetics. Secondly, we have Rux returns from Garden Warfare 2. If you don't know who that is, it's the blinged out gnome that hangs out and sells you things for exuberant prices. As of right now, as of recording this, he has no items in stock, but it is very clear he is going to have items in stock. He is first presented as a character that gives you gifts and holds them for you. However, if you stand at the little tip question mark highlighter thing, it does say he's a shop. So down the line, he is going to sell stuff. Whether or not these are actual purchase microtransactions is left to be seen. Because they say that the capsule machine's never going to be monetized. The capsule machine uses coins unless they plan on adding a premium currency. And I just came to that realization right now without a script that that may be the case. So watch out for that. That may be a thing that comes. There may be a premium currency on the way, gems or something like that. Honestly, as a game right now, I think it's worth it, especially for so cheap. And it officially comes out on the 18th of October. And you can get it now in a limited state for 30 bucks. But let it be known that the PC version has severe connectivity issues. Okay, I need to pop back in here after the script because I uploaded the video like 3 days ago and I was like, yay, I get to work on other stuff. But you know what? The connection seems to be a lot better in these last 2 days. I'm going to still feel it out, but I am likely going to be putting out another video that actually directly addresses this because this video is long enough. So I suggest getting it for console if you can and if you don't care about that, because it runs perfectly on the console for the most part. Anyways, that was what was supposed to be a quick video, but I'll stop it here. See you in the next one, whenever that is.